Hello there, my name is Ben Worthington. This video we're going to look at IELTS vocabulary for speaking. 7 useful idioms. This video is only going to be about 10 minutes long, but we're going to go into the details about idioms, how you can use them for the speaking, and why you should use them and how you should use them. First, how you should use them. You should use them in context. Don't try and force them. Use them when they are appropriate. Let me give you an example. So the first idiom is under the impression. This means that you thought something was different. Yeah, like I was under the impression that all politicians were honest. Okay, this is what I believed. Then later, when you say it, you're showing that it's not the case. So I was under the impression that all politicians were honest. Later, I found out they weren't. Okay, so under the impression. Now, I just forgot to mention that idioms are good. Okay, they're very similar to collocations because you get to use three words, and you're going to use it grammatically perfectly. Okay, grammatically perfect. Sorry, and it's 1, 2, 3, 3 words that there's no doubt that you've used them incorrectly. Under the impression. Okay, so I'll give you an example of how you could use this. Maybe the examiner would ask, you've got a cue card about describe your favorite book. And you can just say, okay, I picked up my favorite book last week. This is the most recent book I'm reading. It's called Autobiography of a Yogi. And I was under the impression it would inform and educate me about the moves, the physical aspect, but it was much more concerned with the spiritual side. So I was under the impression I would be learning about the physical aspects, but later I learned about the spiritual aspects, just as an example. So under the impression, idiom number 1. Idiom number 2, in a spur of the moment. Okay, in a spur of the moment means something spontaneous that you just decided to do. Use this in the correct environment. Use this in the correct context. So, for example, I decided to go to the cinema in a spur of the moment. I was bored at home. I checked the listings and I thought, yeah, I'll just go. Okay, in a spur of the moment. Hopefully, if you're watching this, you're writing these down. Write them down, pen and paper, or type them up, and then try and use them, try and incorporate them into your daily conversations, into your speaking, the next time you're practicing IELTS speaking, or ideally the next time you're speaking English. Next one, to your heart's content. Okay, so the Australian cricketers might say to the English cricketers, cricket, they might say, you can practice cricket to your heart's content. You'll still never beat us. Okay, so it basically means as much as you want. Okay, you can play the saxophone to your heart's content. If that what makes you happy. Okay, so let's see. Next one. This time around. Okay, this time around. I'm definitely going to pass IELTS. I'm definitely going to get ahead and get it out of the way, this obstacle. Okay, this time around, I'm definitely going to get a band 7 because I've been watching Ben Worthington. Okay, so this time around, this attempt, I'm definitely going to do it. Okay, so you can use these in your cue card. Okay, maybe you're giving the examiner an example, and I don't know, you're talking about an experience with a childhood friend, and you said, my childhood friend is called Simon, and I remember once we wanted to climb up this massive hill, and I said to him, this time around, we're definitely going to do it. I promise you. Okay? So we can use them in examples when we're giving examples to the examiner. Next one, to the best of my knowledge, okay? To the best of my knowledge, the Australian cricketers haven't been playing completely honestly. They've been cheating. It's a little bit political. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So, to the best of my knowledge, it's like as far as I know. As far as I know, the Australians have been cheating. As far as I know, the rules were like this. Okay. So let's see. The examiner could ask you, what do you think of modern technology in the workplace? You could say, well, to the best of my knowledge, I think it actually helps employees. I think it actually makes them more productive. Yeah? So we're just using it in the correct moment. We're not forcing it into the conversation. Next one, along the lines of. Okay? Along the lines of means like this. So we're going to practice English along the lines of the Swedish model. Okay, just a random example there. So once again, if we're using collocations, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4 words that we've got grammatically packaged, perfectly packaged for for excellent delivery. That's what I want to say, for perfect delivery. It's ironic, isn't it? Anyway, so along the lines of come as a surprise. Okay, next one, come as a surprise. It may come as a surprise to you, but I'm actually an Olympic gold winner, for example. Yeah. In the exam, if you're telling a story, you could say, it came as a surprise to me when I found out that my parents were from Scotland. Okay. Or when I was younger, it came as a surprise to me when I found out the whole world speaks English. Something like that. All right. So with these collocations, with these idioms, I think the most important thing is to try and adopt them, use them, incorporate them into your own language. Don't just, if you've got your exam tomorrow, don't start using them. Get familiar with them, get comfortable with them, experiment and test, get feedback with them, and when to use them, and then deploy them, then use them. My name is Ben Worthington. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.